It's Travel Michigan. I'm Dave Lorenz, along with Michelle Grinnell. And Michelle, I don't know if you know this, but I could be considered a camping expert.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
But you know who is a camping expert?
You mean in real life?
In real life.
Okay.
And not just in radio life.
Yes.
Is a friend of the show, Maya Turek, who is the recreation programmer with the Michigan Department of Natural Resources. And coming up in June is actual National Camping Month. And Michigan is a fantastic place to celebrate National Camping Month. And the Michigan State Park System is an even better place. So Maya is here to tell us all about all of that. So welcome to the show, Maya.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Hey, Maya, did you know that the state parks in Michigan were actually named as one of the best state park system in the country?
I absolutely knew that, and I knew it before anybody actually recognized it. But yes,
okay.
it was great that we got national recognition for it, finally.
That's a good thing. Well, that was, I think, last year. I think it was that the organization of state parks all throughout the country said that when it comes to the best of the best, you can find it right here, and that's pretty cool.
That is very cool. Yeah.
So, National Camping Month coming up. It's actually in June, and kind of gives people another reason to consider heading out there and camping in Michigan. What can you tell us why Michigan's camping assets are so great?
Well, it's actually, I don't know, interesting and slightly lesser known fact is that Michigan actually has the largest state camping network in the entire country. It's second to California, but when you include all of our rustic campgrounds, we actually have more campgrounds than they do. So Michigan has 102 state parks, most of them offering camping. There's only a few that we don't. And we have more than 130 rustic campgrounds in our state forest, which is a great way to see some of the most beautiful places in Michigan. That's why I always tell people, the reason we have state parks is because we have some of the most beautiful scenic vistas, gorgeous locations, best property in Michigan, and it all belongs to you because that is something we wanted to preserve for generations to come.
You know, going to one of the campgrounds that people know of, the more popular ones that are all over the place and very obvious to see. That it's easy to kind of figure out how to get in there and go to michigan.gov/state parks and get your reservations and all that. But how about these rustic campsites? How does that work? How do people find out where to go, and then how do they kind of get approval to camp there?
Oh, sure. Well, if you go online and you go to that michigan.gov/state parks, you can actually find your perfect camping destination. And you choose which county you're in, and you choose maybe some of the assets that you're looking for. Maybe you want to go fishing. Maybe you want to go boating. Maybe you just want to make sure you have at least 11 miles to hike. No matter what, you can find that on our Find a Trail or Find a Campground app. And you click through on there, and you can actually find all of the rustic campgrounds that are available. Once you find one that fits your needs in the region you want to go to, you actually just can show up. Some of them are in our reservation system. I think we have about 4 or 5 in our reservation system, the really busy ones. But all the other ones, you just show up. When you get there, you choose which campground you want, and we actually have a self-registration process. So you grab an envelope, you put your fees in there, and you hang a tag on your campsite location, and you're good to go. And rangers do come by on a periodic basis just to check in, make sure everything's okay, and if you have any questions, you will have somebody to talk to. So.
And just to be clear, these rustic campsites are rustic. I mean, there's not a lot of facilities there.
Exactly. We have primitive restrooms in the sense that they do not flush. We don't have showers. There are hand pumps for water, but we don't have electric. Mm-hmm. So it's perfect for that more rustic camper looking for a real traditional and wooded camping experience.
So with National Camping Month coming up, are you guys doing anything special for that?
Absolutely. In fact, the DNR is doing a huge kickoff to summer and tying it in with this idea of National Camping Month. It's June 7th and 8th, and the idea is to combine all the best things in Michigan into one fun weekend. So it's free fishing weekend, it's free ORVing weekend, it's on June 8th, we will actually have a day where you can enjoy a day in the parks and the recreation passport won't be required. So when you include all of those things on that June 7th and 8th, it's the perfect weekend to go camping because it's an inexpensive, family-friendly opportunity for everybody.
Basically, you've taken away any excuse anyone could possibly have for not going and enjoying our state parks.
Exactly. That was the goal. We wanted to at least have one weekend where anybody who had any kind of economic situation that you're looking at, you could say, you know what, my family wants to camp, and this is the weekend I'm going to do it. And it's early in the summer, so that way you get a great preview of all the wonderful things you'll be able to get to do all summer long.
Well, let's talk about cost for a second, because if you do want to use any of those state campgrounds, state park campgrounds that are out there, and you go online and you have your state passport, that means that, you know, your car is licensed and you can get into any of the state parks and such for, what, $11 if you're a Michigan resident?
Absolutely.
It's a great deal, best deal in the state. So you have all that set up, and then you want to make a reservation. Is there like a standard fee for like all state parks, or are the fees different depending upon which park you're talking about?
Well, as in the campground rates, it varies based on the amenities that you're getting. So your rustic campground is going, of course, because you don't have electric and you don't necessarily have the running water, it costs us less to manage that campground, so the fees are going to be quite a bit less. But we also have sites that are full hookups. So if you have a Class A motor coach and you want to make sure that you have sewer and electric and water, we have parks that offer that as well.
You know, I've always been a tent camper. Bertie and I have always gone tent camping. We did our honeymoon, by the way, at Porcupine Mountain State Park.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
just that romantic that way.
Yeah.
Yes. But you know, I'm getting the older I get, the more I'm looking for these kind of more luxurious settings. So RVs, are they like for rent or cabins or even like yurts at any of the state parks?
Absolutely. In fact, interesting that you say that, because what we're seeing is trends on our end is that a lot of people, as they age, start to say, well, you know what, I'd like a few more amenities, I'd like a little bit more options when it comes to my lodging. And so we actually have started putting in cabins. So we have rustic cabins where it's a bed, it's 4 walls and a roof. But we also have full service cabins that have bathrooms and kitchens and everything that you need. We have lodges where if you have, say, a group of maybe 11 to 16 people, we have a place where with multiple bedrooms and showers, and it's a great destination for larger families. Yurts, absolutely. In fact, yurts are a big deal for us, which is a strange circular tent, Mongolian in its origin, but yet so much fun for everybody, and it's a really cool experience. We also have some teepees in some of our parks. And yes, you absolutely can rent RVs. In fact, we have several parks that rent pop-up campers if somebody were interested in that. And if you talk to a local dealership, if you talk to whatever your nearby camping and RV dealer whoever that might be, they often rent RVs for you to try out as well.
Maya, for beginning campers, is there sessions through the Rec 101 program to kind of get Camping 101 tips?
Yes. Actually, we just refurbished our Camping 101 program this year. We are partnering with the North Face, and they have provided us with a whole slew of tent camping and equipment. So we have camp stoves, we have lanterns, we have fishing poles, we have flashlights and tents and tent pads. We have everything. We have them all in one big trailer. In fact, I'm looking at it right now. And in that trailer, we actually can take it for multifamily group outings. So if somebody has a youth group or a church group or just a large family who want to learn how to camp together, we actually will bring all of the gear and the expertise. We'll have our rangers work with everybody and show everybody how to pitch a tent and how to cook over a camp stove and even how to make s'mores if you don't know how.
And since June is National Camping Month, it's perfect time to check it out. Check out those state parks, whether it be rustic or the more dignified campgrounds. Check them out today. Go to michigan.gov/state parks. For more information, I want to thank Maya Turek, Recreation Programmer with the DNR, for joining us today. That's all the time we have for Travel Michigan this week. I want to thank Mark Blackwell for engineering today's program. And on behalf of Michelle Grinnell, I'm Dave Lorenz, thanking you for joining us today. We'll talk to you next week right here on Travel Michigan, where your trip begins at michigan.org.